The world of professional wrestling stood still on July 24, 2025, as the news broke of the untimely passing of a global icon. Terry Gene Bollea, known to millions around the world as Hulk Hogan, died at the age of 71 due to cardiac arrest. His larger-than-life persona had transcended the squared circle and made him a household name in sports and entertainment. A 911 call made from his Clearwater, Florida residence led to his immediate hospitalization, but tragically, he was declared dead upon arrival. WWE, the company that helped turn Hogan into a global sensation, responded with heartfelt reverence. During the July 28 episode of Monday Night Raw, which streamed live on Netflix from Detroit's Little Caesars Arena, the show opened with a powerful, emotional tribute to the Immortal One. There were no pyrotechnics, no theme songs blaring, just silence, unity, and remembrance. The ring was surrounded by superstars, legends, ring announcers, producers, and WWE executives. At the center stood Paul, Triple H, Levesque, WWE's chief content officer. Dressed in black, his eyes heavy with sorrow, Triple H addressed the WWE universe with a tone that reflected both grief and gratitude. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began solemnly, "we lost one of the biggest and most globally recognized icons in the world." There was a long pause. The crowd was silent, some holding signs, others visibly tearful. Triple H continued, "A man I grew up watching, was fortunate enough to share the ring with, and like so many of us, was honored to call a friend. The truth is, he captivated millions of people and inspired them around the globe. We would not be standing here if it were not for him." Fans in the arena listened closely, many raising signs that read, "Thank you, Hogan, the Immortal lives forever," and "Real American forever." Some wiped tears from their eyes as the tribute unfolded. Triple H concluded, "So please help us honor him now, as we give a 10-bell salute to Terry Bollea, the one and only, the Immortal Hulk Hogan." As the bell rang 10 times, the crowd stood in complete silence. A sea of bowed heads filled the arena. The echo of each bell hit harder than the last, ringing through the building with weight and finality. Standing ringside was Hulk Hogan's son, Nick Hogan, flanked by several current WWE superstars. He wore a black suit, his face somber, his eyes red. His presence spoke volumes, a son mourning a father, but standing proudly in his legacy. Then, the screen darkened and lit up again. A video montage played. From grainy footage of young Terry Bollea training in the gym to electrifying highlights of him slamming Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3, every beat of his storied career flashed before the audience's eyes. There were clips of his time in WCW as part of the rebellious New World Order. There were moments from his many WWE Championship reigns. There were shots of him standing tall in red and yellow, with "Real American" blasting in the background. The arena erupted with chants of "Hogan, Hogan," even as tears continued to flow. One particularly emotional image showed Hogan backstage, hands on his hips, smiling at the camera with that same charisma that once made him the face of wrestling for an entire generation. Fans on social media had already flooded timelines with their own tributes. Nick Hogan had earlier shared a personal note on Instagram, writing, "He was more than a legend to the world. To me, he was just Dad. My hero since day one. Thank you to everyone who's reached out. My father loved all of you, and I promise his legacy will live on forever." Back in the arena, several stars, including Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, and Roman Reigns, could be seen visibly moved. Some wiped away tears. Others stood in complete silence, fists clenched in quiet mourning. WWE officials later announced that a full-length documentary on Hulk Hogan's life and legacy is in production, featuring interviews from fellow legends like Ric Flair, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and even Vince McMahon. It is expected to premiere later this year on Peacock and Netflix. During commercial breaks, fans in the arena shared stories amongst themselves, how they dressed like Hulk Hogan as kids, how they mimicked his ear cup taunt, how his words, "train, say your prayers, and eat your vitamins," became a lifestyle for many. Backstage, WWE superstars embraced one another. Some were seen in prayer. Others quietly looked up at the large portrait of Hogan that now adorned the entrance stage, bathed in a golden spotlight. While the world mourns the loss of Hulk Hogan, his impact is undeniable. He was more than a wrestler. He was a movement. He was a symbol of American pop culture, bridging generations with unmatched energy, charisma, and dedication. Even those who grew up watching WWE long after Hogan's prime knew who he was. "He was the first name I ever heard in wrestling," one young fan said outside the arena, holding a replica WWE title with Hogan's name on it. The company announced a special edition of SmackDown this Friday titled Immortal, a tribute to Hulk Hogan, which will include rare footage